Hello, friends and neighbors, and thanks for joining us for episode 49 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. You might as well do it. The 49er edition.
Yeah, sounds like a good one.
You need to elaborate on that any more?
I don't think so. I think people know at this point.
We got CFL Week 9 matchup and predictions coming, previews and predictions for the Week 9 matchups, and we're also going to look at the top for running backs going into 2022 in the NFL as camps continue. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It takes 2 seconds. It's a huge deal, and it helps us grow the channel. Where can they find us on social media, Benny?
You can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We are on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, because we do have a pair of tickets that we're going to be giving away.
The next home game.
Yep, next week.
That's going to be a good one.
Should be the rematch.
7:30. Oh boy. Let's talk about this matchup then. Week 9 starting a Thursday night. Winnipeg at Montreal. Oh man, this is going to be a feast on the East again, I think.
Yeah, before we get into our predictions here, I'm going to give us our win-loss record so far this season, starting from about week 4, I believe, of the CFL season. Okay. So far, you got the slight lead. You're 12-7, and I'm 11-8.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, not bad. We're above 500. We're above 500.
That's always a good thing. Talking about above 500, the Bombers are 100, 5-0 on the road, all of them against the East. And I think that trend's going to continue this week. Poor Montreal.
Yeah, well, 5-0. Wouldn't one of them be against Calgary? They just beat Calgary on the road, right?
They just beat Calgary. Sorry. Forgot about that.
It's like something doesn't seem right. But, well, Gary Stern, owner of the Alouettes, said they will win this game.
He has to. He's the owner. He'd be foolish to say anything different.
Yeah, I like his bravado. Most owners won't even say anything at all, right? They'll just sit back. But he's trying to build something there, and I have no problem with it. You know, it's good to have an owner kind of get a little bit vocal on Twitter and engage with fans and stuff.
I'm liking this dude. He is engaging. Yeah,
it's nothing out of line, right? I mean, it's all in good fun, and hey, why not? I mean, the Bombers are 8-0, the Owls are 2-5.
Yeah,
you want to get some hype up. You want to make fans believe, hey, your team could win. Yeah. I don't expect Montreal to win.
No,
but again, it's one of those games where we've seen the Bombers play down to sometimes their opponents, right?
Yeah.
And it's on the road in Montreal. Yeah, they're 5-0 on the road, but sometimes when they go to these places, you know, it's not the same Bomber team that we see that beat BC and Calgary twice, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, and then a short week as well again.
Yeah, I think they just have to weather the storm. You know, if Montreal's smart, they'll come out and try and get Weineke involved. They have to. Calgary couldn't even get 2 receivers really going. Beckleton an okay game with about 70 yards, but nothing big. Where was Malik Henry? 40, 50 yards?
Yeah, considering the season he's had, yeah.
Yeah, so Montreal definitely has to get a second threat out there. They can't depend on one threat, and they got to get the run game going. Just run. Just run.
Just run, yeah. And if you get into Bomber territory, they need a TD. They can't do the Calgary way and settle for field goals and think, hey, this is going to be okay, we'll score later.
Yeah.
No, you're going to need to get in there. You're going to need to score right away. Jeff Code is back, at least.
Oh, boy.
Allingson's still out, but at least Jeff Code's back for that D, so that's going to make things tougher on Harris as well. So that O-line for Montreal is going to need to be strong. Like we talked about the games, this is the second game in 6 days for the Bombers, third and 14, all on the road and all in different time zones. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out tomorrow. But you know they're going to want to go into that bye week still undefeated.
Yeah,
and that's still 2 weeks away.
I think they're really vulnerable on the O-line and the secondary. Because I think, without stats backing me up, but I think that those are the units that rotate the least in the game. So I'm really hoping that O-line can continue and gain that momentum with the running game they got last week. They blocked really well. But that's tough. 9 games, no bye, 2 in 6 days. I do think it'll take time to either get them warmed up, and hopefully they can weather a storm if Montreal keeps, or Harris continues to be cool with the ball. But Montreal's defense really sucks.
Yeah.
Since they like Miles Barron go, 33, 32, 24. That's a lot of points against the Elks, Red Blacks, and Tiger Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So you would expect this Bomber offense, who rolled pretty good in Calgary last week, to keep rolling this week against that D.
I hope so.
Collaros, I mean, he's been in those games against BC and Calgary. He's had a very good season otherwise, but in those games, he's been fantastic.
He likes those big games.
Yeah, he steps up, man. And the Bombers are 25-2 with him as a starter. And one of those losses came because they rested him halfway through the game.
Yeah.
So really, they've only lost one game with him as a starter. So if he can get rolling early, it's one of those games where you almost want the Bombers to blow out Montreal so they can rest some guys at some point.
Yeah.
Because none of their games have been blowouts, right? For the most part, I mean, BC one ended up being a blowout.
Yeah.
But it was still Claros in for the whole game pretty much, right? So you wouldn't mind seeing a game maybe where Claros can get out of there even in the third quarter or early fourth quarter or something like that and take a break.
Yeah, let's just get out of there with a win and no
That's
injuries.
True. Get the W.
Yeah, and no injuries. My goodness. Bomber defense allowing less than 2 passing touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
CFL?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on.
I'm assuming we're both picking Winnipeg to win here.
For sure. For sure.
You're not going with Gary Stern?
No, I can't go with my boy Gary Stern. Sorry, Gary. Not this week.
Not even your boy Machocha?
Your boy Machocha. We all know that's true. Don't lie. Let's move on to Calgary and Ottawa. You know what? This is going to be too much anger, too much talent. I'm going with Calgary on this one. I think they're going to be upset for losing 2 in a row. Lost a game that they probably should have won at home, didn't finish drives. They're going to finish them on Ottawa. I think Ottawa's in trouble.
Yeah, they could bring the pain on Ottawa, just like you say, just to get that anger out of their system. But
yeah,
is Bo Levi over losing to Winnipeg? Can he focus on his next few games, because he's already looking ahead to the playoffs and when he gets another chance to beat the Bombers? So
yeah, he's a veteran. Him and Dickinson.
Yeah,
it's all good. I think so.
Is Kadeem Carey, he's missed practices this week, so I don't know, is he playing yet, or we guess we don't know yet.
With a running back a hamstring, even if he's not full with a hamstring fully rested, that thing can just be aggravated on the first play again. So that's a tough one.
Yeah, I could see him missing this game for that. I'm going to pick Calgary as well, even if the game's in Ottawa. Caleb Evans has impressed me. He's looked pretty good since taking over from Azzoli. Almost 600 yards, 3 TDs over the last 2 games. So, you know, it's a good start for him in his career. So
yeah,
we'll see on this Calgary D, who got beat up last week against the Bombers. They're going to come out as well, probably firing on all cylinders and hope to stop this Ottawa team. So
yeah,
I don't expect much out of Ottawa in this game. Maybe they'll keep it close, but like you say, Calgary's going to bring the pain.
Yeah, Bo Levi Mitchell about to pass Henry Burris for Calgary's all-time leading passer with about 140 yards he needs. So that's pretty impressive.
You would think he's going to get that Friday night.
Yeah, I don't even think missing Dave Dickinson this week due to COVID protocols is going to hamper anything.
Is he out? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's taking a break. Yeah. He has to be away from the facility, but I don't think that's going to change anything. They're fine.
No. Lapo will make enough mistakes for Calgary.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to take Calgary.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that one.
All right. Who do you got in the Hamilton-Toronto matchup, the first out of 4 out of the next 5 weeks that these teams are meeting? Like, these schedule makers, man, before you give me the pick, you know, how is this? And how is it they schedule it that they don't get the rematch after Labor Day? I know I made this mistake with Edmonton-Calgary, but this is absolutely true. They don't get the rematch. It's like you have 3 teams that don't have a set rivalry. BC, Montreal, Ottawa. Rotate those guys to have it's just... Anyways, who do you have in this matchup? Stupid.
I totally agree with that. The Labor Day games and the rematch were always a highlight. It wasn't just the Labor Day game. It was always, hey, if we beat you this week, we got a chance to get you back next week. And as fans, you wanted that too, right? You wanted to get that revenge on the team for beating you. So yeah, that's terrible that they took that away from these guys. I'm going to take Hamilton in this one. You know, their D continues to actually play at a pretty good level.
Yeah.
Toronto's offense is hit and miss. They've had some wicked games, and then they've had some piss poor games. Both of them are pretty terrible at turnovers.
Yes.
So, you know, Toronto's -10, Hamilton's -12. So, and so, you know, I could see both of those offenses making mistakes, but Hamilton D doing enough to help them get the victory.
Yeah. Until they get some kind of Chad Kelly package going, they're going to be so predictable. And their play calling is, talk about vanilla. Once you put a whole bunch of people in the box and stop Andrew Harris, they're screwed. They're
Yeah.
screwed. 3 last names. What's his real name, bro?
McLeod Bethel
McLeod
Thompson.
Bethel Thompson. He's
McLeod,
not
did you say?
No, but I should. That's coming up. That's coming up. If he gets swept here by Hamilton, he might be McLeod. But he's not it. And they really got to bring in some, maybe do the Hamilton thing. Have a 2-quarterback system. Have a different guy that can run the ball, stretch it out, bring in, maybe that is it. Because I don't think he can do it, especially without a running game. Yeah. So
How much of is it a shot to Dane Evans here that he can't do it on his own, that he now has to get Schiltz, right? Not Schlitz, Schiltz, coming into the game to help him out here and there?
Yeah. He says he's okay with it.
I can't see any quarterback actually being okay with something like that. Being okay with a guy coming in on the short yardage stuff, sure. But when a guy comes in and does more and more, I know the Bombers did that with Claros and Strevler when Strevler was still here. But that was also Claros still getting used to the team and Strevler actually bringing something different to this team. But, and David Adams was supposed to take over this team, and they picked him over Mazzoli to not do this 2-quarterback system anymore. And now the only way they can win is by going back to it possibly. So it'll be interesting how long that can last and how short the leash then would be for Evans if he keeps throwing turnovers or throwing interceptions.
Yeah. He kept did he throw any picks last game?
Don't think so, but he didn't have a lot of yards altogether. So
yeah, it was a pretty safe one. Pretty safe one. So maybe that's how he gains his confidence, because that's how he gains his confidence. In the past couple of years, he hasn't been full-time starter. He gets hot at the end of the year, and that's who it is, right?
Yeah, and even though this game is in Toronto, there's going to be probably a lot of Hamilton fans going over. So
yeah, I don't believe in Toronto. They look really bad. These teams are trending in 2 different directions. Is there a Kahari factor?
It could be.
Open up the offense, maybe saying little things here and there. I don't know. Who knows? So Hamilton for you, Hamilton for me.
Yep.
All right.
So far, we're all the same here.
Let's look at the last matchup. Edmonton at BC. I have a feeling we're going to take the same team right here too. But you can go ahead and tell us who you're taking there. What?
I'm taking BC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, BC. They're 3-1 at home. I know Edmonton's 2 wins have come on the road. So that's a good thing for them. But Burnham's back at practice. Nathan Rourke was top performer of the week. Yeah, Taylor Cornelius had a good game against the Bombers and looks promising, but I'm still going to go with BC in this one.
Yeah, let me take a second. There's these people online trying to say that, Rourke, what he's doing isn't historic. Now, y'all got to shut up about that noise. This is a Canadian quarterback who's averaging more than 320 yards per game, leads the league in passing TDs, with 2 less games than the leader. He has 4 rushing TDs of his own. Just shut up. This is a historic run by a Canadian quarterback. This argument about, he's never played a winning team, that's not his fault. That's still no excuse for other teams letting this guy go nuts on them. So let that go out a little bit. I had to get that off my chest.
If he's terrible, then he'd be struggling against these lower rung teams as well. Because what quarterback goes out and can pound these lower rung teams in his first year?
Second year.
Sorry.
Starter.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, give the guy some credit. I totally agree with you. And let's not rain down on or try to. I don't know. Like, why do we have to bring this guy down? Let's bring him up. Absolutely. Let's encourage this stuff. Let's get Canadian QBs more in this league.
Yeah.
It's they've always been swept under the rug and pushed to the back, or you're not good enough because you're Canadian. So let's celebrate this guy for doing what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Let him play out the season. Let's see where it ends up at the end of the season, and then you can criticize him here and there. But I don't know. This is great for the league, no matter what.
The hate is stupid.
It does. Come on. And as a Bomber fan, and as much as I'd rather see BC lose, I like watching what Rourke's been doing.
Heck yeah. Why not? As long as Bombers keep winning.
Exactly.
Sure, they can trail behind a little bit. And we can watch and enjoy them finally have a good time in BC and hopefully get a crowd up.
Yeah.
Stop this stupidity. Darrell Walker's coming back for this game. I don't know. Might give some Cornelius some underneath routes, some underneath options. your boy Jordan Reeves, Willard Reeves' son, coming back at defensive end. I don't know how much that might make a difference. Maybe a little more on special teams, but he's back
Is
in
he
the
actually
game.
playing? He's back.
He's back.
He's mainly a special
He's
teams guy,
back.
isn't he?
Yes, he is. I don't think this is going to be a 59-15 game like it was in week
No.
one. Edmonton's actually a much better team than that. Their defense is better. And I think Chris Jones will give Rourke some trouble with some interesting looks, but in the end, it's going to be BC at home.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And I agree also that Jones will probably be a little bit more ready for work this time.
Yeah.
And chuck some stuff out of him that maybe he's never seen or whatever. But we've seen Rourke. He's been able to overcome some of that stuff for the most part, besides the Bomber game, really. And he still threw 3 TDs in that Bomber game, too. So
Exactly. This hate.
So we went down and we made all the same picks.
All right. So, it will be all the same going to next week. Friends and neighbors, don't forget to leave your like if you agree, or don't agree, then don't put a thumb down. Please don't do that. But leave a comment. Tell us what your predictions are this week. Let's talk some NFL football as we get excited for this season. When's preseason start? Next week?
No, there's a game, I believe, probably tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
What's it called? The Hall of Fame game.
Who's playing in it this year?
Jeez.
It
Oakland?
doesn't matter who's playing in it.
Yeah, Oakland and Oakland. Las Vegas, I mean.
Oh, that's still, you see that shield? It's Oakland. it's a black hole. So let's talk about the 4 top running backs we believe going into 2022. You want to start with one?
Yeah, you go ahead first.
I got Jonathan Taylor in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we probably agree on the first one anyways here. So
1,800 yards.
Yeah, I got Jonathan Taylor there as well. So
when you win the rushing title by more than 500 yards, yeah, you're up there. 18 touchdowns?
Yeah. 18 touchdowns, 14 runs of 20-plus yards, 5 of over 40. So, yeah, he had a pretty wicked season. And if you had him in fantasy football, you were in love with him.
Yeah, right away. Who else you got on that list?
I'm still going to stick with Derrick Henry, even though he got hurt last year. Nah, man. Until I can see out of a full season of him not being able to do what he can do, then I'll knock him off this list, man. But he's still a beast out there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not saying that he's not good. He's crazy. He's averaging at like 115, 116 yards a game before he got hurt. He had still 10 touchdowns in 8 games. That's more than a touchdown a game.
Yeah, he was on a wicked pace and may have challenged Taylor at least, or give Taylor more of a challenge for sure in that season.
Absolutely. But this guy's gotten a foot injury. He's had a knee injury, I believe, in university on the same leg. And they really, work him hard.
Oh, they pound him into the ground, man.
So I left him off my list. But I did put Nick Chubb on that list. He's just an old school RB, averages 5.5. Reminds me of your boy Frank Gore, to be honest with you, the way that guy runs.
Yeah, I actually got Nick Chubb on my list as well. And again, the same with him. He had 12, almost 1,260 yards on only 228 carries.
Yeah.
And 12, 20+ runs as well. And he's sharing the backfield with Hunt. Like if they actually gave him the Derrick Henry treatment or the Jonathan Taylor treatment, he'd probably be the top rusher in the league.
Yeah.
But he is limited because of Hunt and whatever else there. So, but I do agree with you on Nick Chubb.
Do you think maybe having Hunt in there keeps him fresh for the larger chunks of yards?
It does. I mean, quite a bit, because there's times where he'll have a big chunk yard, or Cleveland. And I know this because I have Nick Chubb on my fantasy football team, so I watch it a lot and I get frustrated anytime they get inside the 20. Which is funny because that's where Derrick Henry's zone is, inside the 20. Nick Chubb comes out and it's Kareem Hunt in there. And it's like, okay, well, Nick Chubb did all the work to get you down there, and now you got Hunt in there. But they could very well be. Hunt helps him out and keeps him fresh and keeps him going. But he is just an awesome running back to watch, man.
Absolutely. Who you got next on your list?
Well, if that's 3 for me already there, I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook as my 4th one. I see you agree with that one as well.
No, I didn't take Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I can tell from the look on your face, man.
Yeah, he's just been a little iffy injury-wise. I see him also being worn down, too. He's a good back, don't get me wrong. Solid
he
back.
is. Yeah, and the injury bug, it does hit him at least once a year or so, and he maybe he's got only a few more years or a couple more years in him, that good seasons in him before his body totally breaks down. But I still like the way he plays.
Yeah.
He's a factor in the run game. He's a factor in the pass game. And he's another one who's out there a lot and carrying a lot when he's out there.
Yeah. So the last two on mine, so I didn't do the math well on that one at all, the rundown. I got Najee Harris and I got Alvin Kamara. I know it's obviously a homer pick a little bit, but as a rookie, he put up 1,200 yards behind a pretty terrible O-line and a almost useless Ben Roethlisberger. So you're pretty much putting a big 7 people in the box, maybe 8, not worried about it, and he still pulled off 1,200 yards, 74 receptions, number 1 of all RBs in the league, and it's his first year. So,
yeah, he was definitely a workhorse, and I expect probably pretty much the same out of him again this year. I did have him on my honorable mention list as well. Yeah. Same with Kamara too. So,
well, thank you for the honorable mention. He says on my behalf. Now Alvin Kamara, just a 3-down back. He's won 4 seasons in a row with 80 receptions. A little down last year. No Drew Brees. Winston got hurt. He also had a foot injury. So I expect him to have a good year. Hopefully with a full-time quarterback there the whole time. And the way he runs, he gets hit and he still goes forward. His bounce like a ninja or something. So
great receiver too out of the backfield as well. So we'll see if he ends up getting suspended at all this year.
So it's a bit of an asshole, but
a
jerk.
Yeah,
punch someone in an elevator. Is that it? Yeah, idiot. Let's move on to Brickhead. I can't wait to talk more NFL. This is getting better and better.
Yeah. Training camps are getting into full gear. Like we said, we got a game tomorrow. It's Jacksonville versus the Raiders.
We'll see how Trevor Lawrence does. He's going to take that next step, I think.
I don't think any of those guys are playing. That's the thing.
Oh, for sure.
Well, in this game, no Lawrence, no Carr, probably no Devontae Adams, none of that stuff. So
let's see what you got.
But it will be interesting to see out of those 5 QBs, the rookie QBs from last year in the first round, how they progress into the next step. In season number 2, all of them are going to be starting this year for sure. So we'll see who takes the next step.
Who's your Brickhead, bro?
You know what? I got to give it to Stephen Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins, for getting caught tampering, and losing a first rounder next year and a 3rd round selection, being fined $1.5 million. So Stephen Ross gets my Brickhead of the week.
Clown.
Trying to get Tom Brady and Sean Payton, coach of the New Orleans Saints. Brady was still part of the Pats at the time when they first talked to him back in 2019.
Yeah.
They talked to him again in 2021. Then they also tried to get Payton, but Payton had retired. It's not like he had got fired or his contract was up. So he was still under contract in New Orleans. They didn't bother checking in on that. So they got dinged, and it's just another issue in that line of issues for Stephen Ross as owner of that NFL Miami Dolphins team.
It's also an issue in it's a stupidly inconsistent scale of punishment in the NFL. Like, nothing for this whole losing on purpose. Come on, like, none of that happened. Give me a break. Protect the owners at all costs. Whatever, tampering. Here's a lesser, lose draft picks. So what? Big deal. Like, and now let's talk about Watson a bit. Now they're looking to do this 1-year suspension because they disagree with an arbitrator that they should have had in the first place. It's ridiculous. The NFL, it's a joke. Administration wise, stupid.
I don't understand why they went to this arbitrator in the first place with Deshaun Watson, knowing full well, this person could have gave any range of suspension, right? Yeah. And the only thing they were going to be happy with is if the arbitrator said a year. Yeah. So now if they want a year, why didn't you just freaking put a year in the first place? Now they're going to come back, appeal it, and the appeal goes to Roger Goodell anyway. So
absolutely. See what a joke.
It doesn't make sense. Just come out, give him the year, end it at that, and let him go. So it's not like the guy's going to. So
this Daniel Snyder thing's still going on, and
is he still on his yacht out in the ocean sea somewhere that he can't be subpoenaed yet?
Get out of here. Oh my goodness.
I love NFL football, but the rest of the stuff behind it is just ridiculous sometimes.
It's
the owners of this league, I don't know. I mean, you don't hear. I mean, yes, there's issues with NHL owners. You know, Daryl Cates there of the Edmonton Oilers.
It's an old boys club. It's an old boys club.
But you don't hear too much about those guys compared to NFL owners. It's like they're always in the limelight, and not in a good way. And not in a good way. Yes, to be exactly. Yeah.
Idiots. Let's talk about good people. Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell of Brandon, Manitoba, won the silver medal in the women's 500 meter cycling time trial in the UK at the Commonwealth Games.
Right
so,
on.
a Manitoban medal. She also got like a gold medal in the Olympics. So
yeah,
shout out to her. Shout out to her. Who do you guys shout out?
I'm going to shout out Zach Kalaros and Dalton Schoen for winning a July top performers in the CFL. Not much to say. Shout out to them. It was a wicked month for both of them. And, it still amazes me what Dalton Schoen is doing in his first season here. But
that's a true rookie right there.
Yeah, for sure. And Zach Kalaros, man, being how long he's been in this league. And I don't know, man, he's watching him sometimes. It's like, wow, even evading pressure half the time. And getting away and still making throws. It's been a wicked season so far.
Stepping up in the pocket, throwing on the move. Yeah, he's getting better. He's getting
exactly,
better. Yeah. Benny, do you have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Just again, thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, follow. Keep following us on social media to see what our next contest will be for those tickets next week. And have a good week.
And in the famous words of Gary Lineker, football is a simple game. 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes, and in the end, the Germans win. Be kind. Oh, you like that one. Be safe.
Except when they play Italy.
Help each other out. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.